Crews have been working all night at the scene of the East Village explosion.
Firefighters, the medical examiner, and cadaver dogs have been looking for any evidence of the two men still missing after Thursday's building collapse. CBS 2's Ilana Gold is live at the scene with the latest. Ilana?
Diane, right now we are at 6th Street and 2nd Avenue. Take a look at the scene. These buildings that collapsed are still smoldering. There's still quite a bit of smoke out here. This morning we've seen these giant excavators digging through the massive amounts of rubble, trying to find any signs of those two missing men. They've been working out here overnight looking for any clues, and their job is far from over. Firefighters taking on this massive amount of rubble from the three buildings that collapsed by 2nd Avenue and 5th Street Thursday. They're carefully digging through it by hand as canines crawl over the massive piles, searching for two missing people. 23-year-old Nick Figueroa was on a date at the sushi restaurant in the building that exploded.
It has me shaking, and it's very nerve-wracking just to think about it.
And 26-year-old Moises Locone, who worked at the restaurant.
He's my family and he's my brother, and I just want to find him.
Fire marshals also at the smoldering scene, waiting for excavators to make a dent in this debris that's covering important clues in this investigation.
There is a possibility here that the gas line was inappropriately accessed internally by people in the building.
Sources tell CBS 2 investigators need to know if plumbers working in the basement of 121 2nd Avenue possibly made an unauthorized connection to the building's main line to feed gas through the newly installed piping. Con Ed inspected the piping just an hour before the explosion and did not approve it for service. The fire chief says 15 minutes after Con Ed left, the owner of the sushi restaurant smelled gas and called the contractor. No one dialed 911. Surveillance cameras at a nearby cafe shows the moment the explosion happened and people running for cover.
I shouldn't have stayed as long as I did.
Including 62-year-old Stuart Lipsky. The retired science teacher lives in one of the buildings that caught on fire. He escaped but then ran back into his apartment to rescue his cats, and he could only find one of them.
More bricks started coming down and the whole wall started shaking, and I just picked up the cat thing and I said, it's time to go.
And back out here live where this giant pile of debris is still smoldering. We've seen firefighters dousing all this smoke with water, and it hasn't really died down since we've been out here. We're told it could take at least a week to remove all of this rubble. This explosion has displaced dozens of people. Many are staying with family and friends or at local hotels, and the Red Cross is helping them out. We're live in the East Village this morning. Ilana Gold, CBS 2 News.
Ilana, thank you. And all of this continues to affect traffic on the east side. East 5th Street to East 10th Streets are closed between 1st and 3rd Avenues. The Office of Emergency Management says residents and business owners there should bring ID to get into the area.